stand to work here. Can y'all hear me okay? Let me know, Brian. Um, how's it going? Yeah, I was on Life of Football yesterday, or earlier today, so excited about that. But have a lot to talk to y'all about today with the channel. And then, of course, I want to be talking buffs with y'all. Let me go ahead and move this set up a little bit. I got to at least get the CU logo in there. But yeah, I have my mic plugged in here, so please let me know if y'all can hear me. But okay, well, I'm gonna start just talking about some random things that are on my mind right now with the Colorado Buffaloes. Again, feel free to chime in the chat, hit that like. I think we're two away from 1,700 subscribers, so that's extremely exciting. Hit that subscribe, hit that like. Y'all get in here on the chat. Love to talk with y'all about buffs, answer any questions that you might have. So I saw today too that Jade Milner Jones is having shoulder surgery, and he's somebody that I'm very high on long term on the Buffs. Again, I talked about him a little bit yesterday, but safety coming out of DeSoto High School, and if you're able to go back and find the tape from their state championship game this year, that defense was incredible. They shut down. They were playing a school from the Austin area. I believe it was Vandegarde, and I mean they put a licking on that team, to be honest. So he's a guy that I even see. If you've read shirts, I wonder if they kind of move him to a linebacker. He's kind of one of those guys where he does have those coverage skills. He can play safety, but I wonder if they move him to linebacker here at some point too, especially if they're bringing in some of these five-star safeties. All right, Saeed Abdur Rahman, what's up, man? North Cross, Georgia, checking in. Love to see that. Again, Brian Wilson, love to see you. I appreciate the support on this channel. I'll go for probably about 20-30 minutes. This is my little lunch break, so rocking a protein shake. But yeah, y'all chime in on the comments. Let's get this going. Ask me any questions too. Trevor Branch, good to see you again, man. I can't wait for the first team meeting when Coach Primes tells them all the expectations he has of them. Yeah, it's going to be drastically different than the first team meeting in December, because he's going to start it out by saying, welcome. I mean, this is the Louis. This is these are the guys that I wanted here. This is the collection that I wanted here. And I know that there's been some talk about, okay, like you got 1 month of practice before going into Fort Worth and playing TCU. And I think that's overblown, man. I think these football teams can gel quickly, and they're all going to be able to gel because this team has something to prove. Whether you like it or not, this entire team is made up of guys where it didn't work out at their first school for one reason or another, or they're looking for a change from their first school for 1 year or for one reason or another. And I mean, this team is going to come in with a giant chip on their shoulder. Again, you see the line at 3.5 wins. There's a lot of doubters with this team nationally. There's a lot of people that are talking about the Buffs. Again, like Coach Prime was taking over a 5-7 team last year, or a team that had some sort of foundation. Like, this was the worst team in Power 5 college football. And I mean, even if you just look at the quarterback position, Shedeur Sanders, you put him on last year's team, we win more than one game last year. And that's because the quarterback position, we all know this, is the most important position in college football. We've had guys at the quarterback position that could have trouble starting on G5 teams playing here at CU. And now we have a bona fide, like ranked, like top 10 quarterback in college football in Boulder. CU wins more than one game with just Shedeur Sanders in general. So you know we're going to beat that 3.5 line. All right. Let's get into some of the comments here. Saeed, man, I appreciate it. I appreciate it, man, that you subscribe. We're building something fun here. Buffs Nation, it's all good vibes. So happy to have you here. Sondley Jaquez, if you would have to pick who start on special teams, Jimmy Horn or the new speedster wide receiver like Tarvaris Dawson. Man, that is a great question. I think, man, what's going to happen is I know Jimmy wants to do everything, and a lot of these wide receivers that come in, they're wanting to do everything as well. And I love that kind of mentality, the competitiveness. It is off the charts, man. Like, we're bringing in some true dogs that want to be on the field, like, no matter what. I like if I was the coach or if I was making this determination, Jimmy Horn's going to be so important to make sure that we have as a wide receiver because of although we're talented in that whole group, we lack a lot of just college football game experience outside of Jimmy Horn, Xavier Weaver, and Willie Gaines. I forgot to mention him yesterday in my live stream, Willie Gaines. So I think I would want to just keep him at wide receiver because it's going to be important for Shedeur to have security blanket, especially if MLC doesn't come back. Jimmy's really been the only kind of top guy in that wide receiver room that should be playing this year that Shedeur has chemistry with from working with all semester long. It's important to keep him healthy. We got plenty of guys that can be in the return game. I would love to see Willie Gaines do it, and I would love to see Tarvaris Dawson. Both of those guys are big speedsters with big playmaking ability, and I know that Willie Gaines has some high expectations for himself and for productivity, and I would like to see him, honestly, get the first crack at returning. Let's see. Trevor Branch, the players will gel in a week or two, especially 2 days. And yes, and y'all got to remember, like, these are still young men. This is still college. Like, this is still school. Like, y'all are hanging out all the time over the summer. There's so much more time to build camaraderie. It's college. So I'm not worried about them, like, not gelling or anything like that. They're going to be doing plenty of hanging out. And I mean, like I said, I mentioned this in like the DNVR chat just as like a joke, but I mean, this is Colorado, man. We just need like one camping trip in the mountains with a little bit of mushrooms, and everybody's going to be on the same page. All right. Yeah, Brian Wilson. This team has some dogs all over the field. Yeah, man. Like, and I think it can go understated, like what mentality some of these players might bring. Okay, like maybe they weren't the most productive at certain spots or didn't get on the field as much as they wanted to, but you can't understate like the mindset. If a team collectively builds a mindset, brings a mindset together, they're going to be able to accomplish more things together than they would be as individuals. And I'm also an NBA guy. I'm thinking maybe about opening up an NBA channel here at some point. I wouldn't want to keep it here. This is just straight Buffs content, but let me know if you'd like to see that. But I mean, you even see it with the Suns, man. Like they got some guys extremely talented on that team, but there's something going on there where like there isn't that killer mentality to just dominate, to put like a chokehold on the opponent, to really make their presence known. And you've seen that happen the last few years, when they've had their back against the wall, whether it be in the finals, whether it be in the second round last year, or whether it be last night. Without those dogs on the team, that kind of Jay Crowder type of guy. Well, I mean, I guess Jay Crowder was on the team like a couple years ago too, but y'all know what I'm saying. Yes. Say Coach Prime should put all the negative articles on the big screen in the meeting room. Yeah, you got to be constantly reminding them about how much hate there's going on for this team. I saw on the Nebraska Twitter the other day, some people are thinking that their team is going to go 1-11, but no one's given that, or not 1-11, 11-1. But no one's given them flack for being excited. We just talk a little bit more. We have a coaching staff that's on it's in the spotlight, in the presence more, and I just think that's so hilarious, man. We're going to be able to win a lot of games. There's a lot of haters. It's hilarious. I mean, I don't know how you can follow this team from what it looked like last year and how close they played TCU with a better team, and then say like they're favored, TCU's favored by 21.5 points or something crazy like that. Like, do you know who JT Shroud is? Like, by the way, best of luck, JT Shroud. I'm not trying to hit on you too much. Like, you were put in a situation where you couldn't succeed. Let's just be honest. Did Alton McCaskill visit Colorado? This is a great question, Big Dipper, that um, I need to follow up on, because I thought I saw on Twitter like a couple weeks ago that he was here on campus. I guess that was either another player or he was on another campus. Maybe it was still ASU. I don't think so, because don't official visits have to be like max like 2 days or something like that? I'm not sure, but I think he is scheduled to visit this weekend. But you might need to double check me on that. Again, the visit news is stuff that it sometimes it just goes in one ear out the other, because there's so much to keep up with this team right now. Air Teeth knew as soon as DNVR was over here. Yeah, what's up, Nate? That's exactly. I wanted to do an experiment. If I consistently go live around this time slot, because this is like my lunch at work. I usually don't have meetings scheduled during this time, so I'm having like a protein shake that I could hop on here for a little bit, talk with y'all. I missed my the DNVR live stream because I had some work to do, but happy that y'all made it over here. Trevor Branch, I would love to see a round table for all the content creators of the Colorado Buffaloes. Is that something you have talked with other content creators? Oh man, we're wearing the same color. Okay, I'm gonna answer Trevor's question, and this gets back to like my big announcement that I wanted to get to today. Again, I got so distracted with what we're doing on the live stream, everybody popping in, I forgot to get to this big announcement. I would love to get a big time like collaboration with all the content creators. That's a great idea. DNVR has a studio, so that sounds like something that could be fun where we all meet up. So y'all be plugging them on that. Like, I haven't been to them like asking like, hey, can y'all have me on the show or anything like that, although I think that would be a lot of fun. But I know that I still have a lot of growing to do on this channel, and they're planning a lot of stuff, and if they were ever asked to have me on, I would love to go on. But I'm not coming here asking to get other people on shows right now. But with that being said, I guess there is one guy that I've asked to come on the show that I've wanted to have as my first interview for a while now, and that is Colin from Life in Football. We're going to be doing a live interview here on Sunday night, 7 p.m. Mountain, 9 p.m. Eastern. Going to have him on the show, and what I love about him is that he brings so much unique perspective to this whole Buffs team, because he's from Florida. He knows a lot of these guys that are coming here from Florida because he saw them in high school, that he knows what they bring. He's connected to them. You see him interviewing a ton of these players. He has football experience. He's played in major college football. He's played at the JUCO level. He understands what these athletes go through at a deeper level that I never will be able to. And plus, I just love his positive energy, because I'm trying to be good vibes over here, enjoy this season. And every time that I see one of Colin's videos on Life in Football, he's always bringing good vibes. And heck, he takes us to church a little bit too. So you gotta love that. And I'm excited to have him on the show. So you'll see me put on a scheduled live stream this afternoon for Sunday at 7 p.m. Y'all make sure that you share this out on Twitter, share this out to your other friends that are Buffs fans or Prime fans, because he's a very special person, wonderful media talent, and I'm honored to have him on my show as first interview. Air Teeth, David and Jake wearing the same color. Thank you so much. This goes into another thing that I wanted to update you about my channel. You see me wear this windbreaker a lot. My friend Martez, he develops or designs really cool, unique pieces of clothing, from hats to windbreakers to sweaters to jerseys, to t-shirts, graphic tees. And he does some really cool things where he will like blend his brand with other brands, and that's what makes it so unique and fun. He's been a friend of mine for a long time. Used to be my barber when I lived in Texas, and he's not a sponsor of the show yet, but go to yomartez.com, check out some of his stuff. But we're working on some cool things, some partnerships for the channel, working on some bus themed gear to roll out here in the fall. So Yo Martez, check it out. He's got great stuff. He also sells sneakers. Okay. Sanui Jaquez, I feel like the whole team in school got a chip on their shoulder, and that's scary because everyone they got back won't. Yeah, they won't back down. That's right. This team isn't going to give up. 12:30 live in football, 1:30 DMVR. This is my first live now. I have my 2:30, man. I love that, Brian Wilson. Yeah, we're trying to make sure we have some open slots for everybody to chime in. So I love that. Get Bucky from Well Off. Man, I would love that. Sorry, but man, yeah, I would love to have Bucky on the show. He seems like an extremely busy guy, but as my channel continues to grow, I'm sure more people will see me around, and that will help in terms of getting interviews. Now, I want to know, hey, Airteeth, I appreciate you putting that on your calendar. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be hilarious. Uncle Neely, I love Uncle Neely. I love that he's here covering the Buffs, and his content is fantastic, and he's just got a great voice. Now, speaking of other great voices, y'all go check out Vibe Sports Season. I talked about him or linked him in a video that I did yesterday. This gentleman's just been coming out with videos for the last few weeks consistently on the Buffs, but put together some highlight tapes. I borrowed some of his footage for my Roderick Ward video, and he tagged me in a video yesterday where he mentioned Bishop Thomas, because Bishop Thomas, not a true freshman, redshirt freshman, that guy is going to create havoc here in the Pac-12. I like he's probably top 5, one of my favorite transfers this year. And I mean, that gentleman has an amazing voice. I wish that I had a voice like that. Yeah, go check him out. Lean German, what's up, man? Deion Smith going to BYU. I like that. Good for him. They're going to have a lot of fun with Deion Smith out there, man. Happy to have him here. All right, and thanks for that, Frank. John, good to see you, man. Let's see, and y'all ask some questions in here, okay? Let's get talking, or just put your thoughts in here. I could probably go for about 10 more minutes or so. Sonley said, are you going to the first game? I know the atmosphere is going to be crazy. Yeah, I'm still trying to figure that out, because I did put a deposit in for season tickets last fall. Didn't make the cut, and I mean, rightfully so. The people that stuck through and still purchased their season tickets over the last few years deserve to have that. I wasn't one of those guys, and I don't have season tickets, but I do have early access to single game tickets that's being on sale, I think, a week from this next Monday. So we're going to see what games I'm going to be able to go to and afford. I would love to go to that first home game. It's going to be against Nebraska. Tickets are looking extremely expensive right now. I think nosebleeds are over $350. But we're just going to have to see, again, if this continues to grow. I think that's going to be a possibility. But nonetheless, going to be covering it, going to be watching it. You know it. One of my best friends went to law school at USC, so we're planning to definitely be at that USC game. He's going to come out here for that as well, so we can be there to tailgate. And then after that, I haven't really looked at the home schedule too quickly or too thoroughly to where I know what other games that I'm targeting, but I'm definitely going to get out to a few there this year. Brian Wilson, like and subscribe. Get that thumb up. Thank you, man. Yeah, we're on that journey to 1,700, which is just insane. Okay, Lean German, happy Friday, Sco. You have a great voice, Dave. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. It's so funny. When I was in high school years and years ago, like late 2000s, back when you had to record videos on like a camcorder, I would do that. I would talk about the Broncos with like Kyle Orton. They just traded Jay Cutler and all that. And I was running YouTube for a little bit, but man, as like a 15-year-old, that was just stressful. Like all those hateful comments and all the trolls coming in making fun of me. Like I couldn't handle that as a 15-year-old. So I think I quit it after 6 months. And I've always wondered what would happen if I opened up another YouTube channel, started talking, and I mean, yeah, that was like half my life ago. So here I am now, 30 years old, really enjoying this, having more fun than I did as a 15-year-old, that's for sure. Is there a TV blackout rule in Boulder? No, but right now we're still part of the Pac-12. So who knows? I don't think any of CU's games are going to be on the Pac-12 network this year. That's what I'm hoping for. They would be dumb to put it on there. So it's I think a lot of the games we will have will be on like ESPN or FS1. That's usually how it's been with those premier Pac-12 games right now in the current media deal. Now that could change, but I don't want to talk about that right now. We're talking about this year. You should be able to get it on TV pretty easily. And if y'all didn't know this, YouTube TV, it might be like $73 or $75 a month, but you can split that between 6 households. 6 households. So that means what? You're paying just a little over $10 a month for all those channels. I'm looking into doing that this year, so we'll see how that goes. Reggie 3035 share that early access. Oh man, I don't know if I can run up my credit card like that, but we'll have to see. Appreciate the thumbs up, everybody. Yeah, get in a few more questions here. I can still go for like another 7 minutes or so. Again, I really appreciate y'all. As you can tell, I mean, this setup, I keep it as bare bones as possible. I'm just trying to get y'all the most authentic, real content being out here. Just, 15 minutes from campus. I'm trying to give you that local perspective and all of that. I don't think I'll ever have any fancy editing or anything like that, but you know that I'm going to be looking to still continue to improve this platform and grow it from here. Oh, I'm Lean Trim. Sorry, man. Sorry, I keep saying man. I'm embarrassing myself. What do you think about that ESPN ranking? Tell me more about that. I'm not sure what you meant about that. Airteeth, you're right. Everybody hates the Pac-12 deal negotiations. I mean, it's just a mess. Dude, it pisses me so off seeing all these channels with these clickbait articles. This is the next rumor. Colorado can move within the next 48 hours. Colorado put this on their board of regents meeting minutes for upcoming this week. Y'all don't understand. They meet on a monthly basis. The region or the board members or whatever it is, they meet on a monthly basis, and they always have Pac-12 things to talk about or athletic things to talk about. If you go back and look at the meetings minutes over the last 2 years, there's always been a very general athletic thing to talk about. So people that are blowing that up on your Twitter saying, oh, hey, this is on the meeting minutes coming up for the board. This could signify a Pac-12 or a Big 12 move for CU. They're straight lying to you. They're giving you fake news. It's clickbait. No one knows what's happening except the people involved. Sorry, I'm yelling. My wife's texting me. Are you yelling? You sound very angry. No, I'm just pumped about this whole thing. I'm gonna need some restaurants in Boulder for that Nebraska game, David. Okay. So I think there are some things that Boulder does well in terms of food. Let's talk about that here very quickly. Again, if you're looking to eat healthy, this is your spot. At Whole Soul, Shiloh has his own smoothie bowl there. I love that place. But again, you're not going to get high-end barbecue here. Having lived in Texas, that was one of the things that I knew when I moved out here years ago, that was going to be a thing, and I just had to be okay with that. Now there are some places where there's some good tacos here. I'll say that. There's this taco stand. Man, I can't remember the name, but it's at the farmers market every weekend. Has killer tacos. I love it. They do a lot of catering as well. There's another taco truck just right down the street on Broadway. There's Bar Taco, which I like, which is downtown Boulder. They have very quick service and a lot of really interesting tacos. I mean, you can get duck on there, but they're all like street style. And the difference with the tacos out here, for the most part, with the Mexican food compared to like Tex-Mex, is they don't pile cheese on everything here, which is nice. I eat cheese, but sometimes there's just too much cheese in some of that Tex-Mex, and you won't find as much of that over here. Another couple spots that I like, Lafayette. This is again 15 minutes outside of Boulder. This is where Coach Durrell lives. This is where I imagine Coach Prime, his property is, because he owns a lot of space. It has a big property out there in Lafayette. Check out the Post. They do fantastic fried chicken. I love that. And then Teo Cali is kind of a little higher end Mexican place that I like. Let's see. William Winter Rock with it. Okay. I got to catch up on these. Sonley, I think Travis should focus more on defense because him and the corner would be a crazy duo. with so many wide receivers coming. Yeah, man, I think so too. I know that Travis had limited time at wide receiver at JSU. I would love to see him more as a wide receiver, but we got enough depth guys to where I would love to see him, like, even if it's like a 60-40 split, have that 60 there at cornerback, because that's just, I think, the position of need. We need him over there more. Stacy, what's up? Good to see you. Thanks for chiming in. I appreciate it. Air Teeth, I like bison burgers. Maybe that sauce tastes good on them too. Yeah. Oh man, I got to do a review of this sometime. I still have this here. I was thinking maybe like grabbing some chicken from Popeyes and doing a little review here at some point. But yeah, man, bison's good. I haven't eaten it since Alfred Williams said that it reminded him of Ralphie, and I'm like, man, now I think about that all the time. So I haven't had bison in years, but there's plenty of places out here where you can get bison meat. Reggie, yes, David, stay away from that clickbait. That's why we rock with you. So much clickbait regarding the CU. Yeah, man, like there's already so much content, and there's already so much to talk about. There's no reason to be creating like, oh, is this happening at CU? Oh, Coach Prime said this. Now I know, like, I'll leave like some exciting things, like this player has me feeling this way, but I go and actually talk about it. I'm not trying to spread any fake news intentionally. Get those likes up. Green Creole, good to see ya. Lean German, let's see, Brian, interview with the Whistle with food suggestions. I'm not familiar with the Whistle, so I'm gonna have to check them out. Any new commitments today? I haven't seen anything yet, so I'm not on Twitter right now, so y'all go in on Twitter. If you have a laptop or something going on, let me know if there's any new ones. What's up with the ladies in the building? That's right, Stacy. I appreciate you chiming in. I love women talking sports. Another person that I would like to get on here at some point is Her Ticket Sports. You know, she talks about buffs as well, so go follow her as well. She's coming out with content all the time. I don't click on any channels except my main brothers. I appreciate that, Air Teeth. Yes, we got that Shedeur Sanders barbecue sauce. I'll be doing a nice little food review of this, which will be a lot of fun. All right, got a few minutes left, y'all. Throwing your thoughts, questions, anything like that. Again, if you missed it, I'm going to be interviewing Colin from Life in Football on my channel here live, 7 p.m. Mountain Time, 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific. I don't know what that is in Hawaii time. I know we have some people who watch here from Hawaii, but it's going to be in the afternoon for y'all. Okay, Sondley. And I want to make sure I'm pronouncing that correctly. Correct me if I'm wrong on all of that. What position you think see need more help coming this summer? Man, I hate to sound like a broken record, but I just want to continue to fill up that front seven. The more competition and bodies that we have in there, the better this team's going to be. I think that's probably the hardest position from a transfer perspective to kind of get that get high-end quality talent of in the transfer portal. I think we've done a pretty good job of it, honestly, on the offensive line, because both lines can just be hard, because a lot of times those guys can take years to develop, but I think we have about 10 roster spots left or so. Personally, for me, if I was running the team, I bring MLC back, because why not? Why not have the luxury of riches for Shedeur Sanders? Why not give him all the guys that he's cool with, that he likes, that he has a relationship with? Keep the quarterback happy. Just like life, happy wife, happy life. Happy quarterback, happy life. You're winning games. That's what we need to do. But defensive line, linebacker, we need more bodies in there. It's good with hot wings. Okay, I might need to get the wings with it. Okay, find out about JUCO offer, Javon Antonio, wide receiver. His nickname is Superman. Okay, I'll have to check him out for sure. I appreciate that, Air Teeth. And Lean German. What about Shiloh? Where's the commit? This has been my theory for a while. I don't know if I've publicized this in any of the chats. I know I haven't in my videos, but I have this feeling that he's just going to be the last commit. I just have this feeling that they'll let everybody do their thing, and he'll just be the last one. You'll start off from having Shedeur as the first commit, and then we'll have Shiloh wrap up the whole thing. It's kind of like coming full circle type of thing, staying within the Sanders family. Now, I think Winston Watkins might have committed before Shador did because of his bowl game and all of that, but I ain't going to count that. Yes, Shiloh's the most famous. Save the most famous for last. Let's see here. Chris McCray, Shiloh is going to put a production together. Yeah, you know that. He's not someone to do anything casually. What's the best linebacker that Colorado is recruiting in the transfer portal? Dude, I have no idea right now. Um, trying to think. I know they were looking at Okoye. I think he was more of an edge, though, so probably could play a little bit of linebacker. It looks like he went to West Virginia, but outside of him, I don't know. Maybe they bring in, another JUCO player. I would love to see that because those JUCO players, they come in with a mentality to kill. And I think the more type of energy that we have, on that back end of the roster, I think the better, man, because they're going to bring out the best in everybody, regardless of what their size and talent is at. Let's see. Brooklyn Boy, this is now the Colorado Seminole Buffs. Yeah, absolutely, man. I love all the FSU transfers that we've had. I love all the Florida. We got to come up with some sort of T-shirt or something. Someone do it from Florida, because if I do it, never lived in Florida, it would be lame. But we have like the Florida Buffs. We need some sort of nickname for them because we got about 20 of them now. Which is insane, coming all the way from Florida to landlocked Colorado, but the mountains are beautiful. You don't have to worry about alligators, but you do have to worry about bears on campus. Yes, that is a real thing, and mountain lions every now and then, so make sure you got your bear spray, but people are going to be fine out here. Let's see. CP3 would have helped a lot, but his body is done, yeah. I mean, I'm sure he's taking care of his body, doing hydration and all that, but man, he's just broken down. 9 scholarships left. My goodness. I was thinking we had 10 if we counted Shiloh, but I thought Chance Main was the 11th, but I could be wrong. Big LT, what's up, man? Chime in here. I got a few more minutes that I can spend on here. Stacy, Ephraim, Coach Prime will get more D-line. Just wait and see. Yeah, I think that's the focus right now. Maybe another running back. Again, Alton McCaskill, I would love to see him commit, but I'm just not sure if that's going to happen yet. We'll see how his visit goes. But between McCaskill, Edwards, Smoke, Hankerson, I like Hankerson. I've been cutting up some tape of him from some of his highlights last year, and I never got that highlight video out, but I will this summer. I promise y'all that, because I want y'all to see what he brings to the table, because he's a talented running back, and I know that running backs, you can argue they're kind of a dime a dozen, but even in the bad years, like CU has had talented running backs here year after year. Stacy Ephraim, them Florida boys are lit, got a hunger like nobody's business. Yeah, they are different coming out of that state, that's for sure. And the more Florida guys that we got, the better. I forget who I was listening to. They were talking about in the NFL, like even in the NFL, if you don't have Florida guys from high school on your team, like you're just not going to have that edge and that competitiveness. So Javon, Antonio, yes, okay. Some of y'all were talking about him yesterday in my live stream from Northwestern State. So I need to make sure that I go check him out. And before I leave with this, if there's an assignment that we can do collectively this weekend on Twitter, it is spam Connor Gilbreth. Let him know how much we want him as a tight end here on the CU Buffs, because that man blocks like few I've ever seen. That man is a dog. I want to see him go up against Bishop Thomas. I want to see them going at each other. That man is straight pancakes, stacks, 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 and we can figure it out with him not having one target last year in JUCO ball. We can figure it out. I'm not even worried about that, because you know what? He's going to be such a good blocker, even at the tight end position in Sean Lewis's offense, that if he wants to convert to tackle in the NFL like Matt Lepsis did here at CU as a CU tight end and becoming one of the best offensive linemen in Broncos history, I think he could do that too. So let him know we want him in Boulder. We're going to be using him in the run game big time. He would be such a huge asset. Let's see. Gearhead, what's up, man? Good to see you. Hank still being underrated because he was on that 1-11 team. Yeah, yeah. Now, okay, 90% of these players, man, like needed to go, but that doesn't mean that all the players were bad. Similar to South Florida. I mean, they had some guys on that team that could really play, just like Jimmy Horn and Xavier Weaver. Now, they had substantially better quarterback play than we had last year, and that's why you still saw them put up numbers. But, dude, like, I cannot stress Jordan Tyson in MLC having like over 20 catches with the quarterback play, with the coaching staff that didn't belong here. You got to give them more credit for that, and you can't just look at their numbers and say they're nothing. Lean German, Bravo, Air Teeth Gilbreth, Pancakes. That's right. Maybe we just call him Pancakes. I'm trying to come up with nicknames for people. Of course, we got Box Office, but and I know he goes by Juice, but he's Box Office Bishop Thomas to me. Let's get Pancakes over here. Pancakes Gilbreth. Prime just have 5 scholarships to give during the summer camps. You think it's going to be that much? I was assuming maybe like 1 or 2. I'm not really sure like who's going to be showing up to these camps. Do we have an RSVP list already? I'm not sure. Miss Sloto, you haven't mentioned Cormani McClain. He is really hyping the Colorado Buffs. I love his enthusiasm. I know that he posted on his Instagram a countdown to being here for reporting day. I'm so excited to have him here, and I am dropping a video that will instant premiere this afternoon that I recorded earlier this morning, where I'm responding to Sharp Sports on top 5 buffs, the true freshman buffs to have an impact on this year, and of course I lead off with Cormani McClain, so make sure to check that out, as well as the other 4 or 5 buffs that I talk about in that video that's going to be out here this afternoon. But man, like Cormani McClain, I am so excited to have him here. They're saying Shedeur will be the 7th QB in the Pac-12. Let me gather my thoughts. I think in most other conferences, I would be highly offended by that. There are a lot of good quarterbacks, college football quarterbacks in this conference. Let's see if I can name them off the top of my head in no particular order. We have Cameron Rising, who's like 35. We have Caleb Williams, Heisman winner. We have Bo Nix. We have, the Washington quarterback. Why am I forgetting his name? Y'all help me out. Yeah, David, don't lose your job on a Friday. Yeah, it's okay, man. Man. Yeah, maybe 7 is a little too. I would kind of put him, just because he hasn't been in Power 5 or whatever, maybe put him at 4, 5, 6, like whatever. 7 might be a little too low. DJ, but he's like trying to kind of reclaim his career. I would say that he's better than DJ. Rising will be hurt before we play him. Man, this is so funny. David Dorgan stealing boxes. Penix, thank you. Got Penix, and let's talk about Arizona. They got Jalen Rashada, is that his name? Coming over from Florida, but he's going to be a true freshman. UCLA has a true freshman quarterback, so, I mean, I don't know how that goes. Arizona, I can't name them off the top of my head. For some reason, CU always has problems with Arizona. And, yeah, we got Oregon State. So, yeah, maybe I put them in there like 4 or 5, but I've said this earlier like a couple months ago. Man, I'm just going late because I love y'all. But Shedeur Sanders, I need to do a follow-up video to this. He's going to break every single school passing record for CU this year. I believe that. I'm not going out predicting like, hey, we're going to win 9 games in a bowl game. I'm not going to do like an official prediction for the year. I'm not. I'm just going to talk about what I think is an A+ year, a B+ year, all that stuff. But I will stake my claim that Shedeur Sanders is going to break every passing record in CU history for the single season this year. And if he comes back for his senior season, he's going to break every single career school passing record. I think he only has to get to about 60-something touchdowns, so he can do it. 8-4 this season. Thumbs up, people. QB transfer from Notre Dame, plays for ASU. Oh, he transferred to ASU? I didn't realize that, but is he really that good? No, wait, I thought he transferred to Alabama. Maybe that was another Notre Dame transfer. He has a bad court case. Man, y'all are hilarious. I think CSU will shock them all. I agree, lean German. Um, okay, well, I should probably end my lunch here. I appreciate you all tuning in. My goodness, 42 viewers, 31 thumbs up. Again, be sure to share the channel. Hopefully we can get over 1,700 subs. That would be amazing. Spam Connor Gilbreth on Twitter. Pancakes, we need him here as that edge setting tight end. He's going to be able to pull and dominate. People will fear him. The Pac-12 will fear him if he's here on the Buffs, getting coached up by Tim Brewster and Ed O'Boyle. Or not Ed O'Boyle, Bob O'Boyle. Why am I forgetting his name? I should know this. And then, of course, tune in on Sunday night for my interview with Colin from Life and Football, a guy that I respect and look up to a lot. So I'll see y'all then, and check out my video that I'm posting later today. Y'all have a good one, and give me some SCO buffs.